A Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova says there's been no contact with the United States over peace talks with Ukraine. She was addressing reporters on Thursday, saying the American administration forbids its team in Kyiv to even think about talks with Russia and evidently forces them to fight to the last Ukrainian. Peace talks between Russia and Ukraine have been frozen since early April, when ceasefire talks brokered by Turkey in Istanbul collapsed. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has played down the prospect of peace talks while Russian troops still occupy Ukrainian territory. On Wednesday, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that peace talks with Ukraine made no sense. Russia's President Vladimir Putin said on July 7 his country had not started anything yet in earnest in Ukraine and dared the West to try to defeat it on the battlefield. I want to bring in Associate Professor in the Department of International Relations at the Institute of Social Sciences, Odessa Lee Mechnikov, National University in Romania, Sergei Glebyov. Thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. And I want to get, your thoughts on, first of all, the deal on grain exports is supposed to be signed this morning or today, sometime today. The only thing that Russia and Ukraine have agreed on since this war began. Would you consider it a first step towards a peace process?
Good morning. It's my pleasure to take part to your morning program. So, it's really hard to estimate what should be reached by all the parties involved in the agreement as to the grain export. As soon as we have any official text of the agreement to analyze and to estimate it far in advance before the concrete steps on deblocking Ukrainian seaports is taking place. So I believe that we should wait until the official announcement of the conditions of this deal between all involved parties. So this is the UN, this is Russian Federation, Turkey, and Ukraine. So as far as we can see, the Ukrainian side is pretty much skeptical as to the success of this deal as soon as it was officially announced yesterday by the Ukrainian power that the key condition for deblocking Ukrainian seaports for the grain export is ensuring security of the Ukrainian territory on the south. And we do understand that Russia is pretty much interested in approaching Ukrainian seaports of Odessa, Yuzhny, and Chernomorsk in order to proceed with their military operation, as they say. I do believe and I do think I'm pretty much skeptical about the success of the whole negotiation and the whole story of deblocking. Pretty skeptical as soon as Russia pays no any attention and has taken has not taken any care about the people outside of the rest of the world as to their product needs, as to their food needs. The only thing Russia takes care at the moment is to fight against Ukraine and to get closer to the seaport of Odessa, the main seaport on the territory of Ukraine, which is more or less is operating, especially on the side of the Danube River. So coming to the end of my thesis, I would like to stress out that Russia may take these negotiations on deblocking as a cover to step closer to the Ukrainian seaports with their big amphibious ships to move forward with the invasion of the southern part of Ukraine. They had no chance to do this for the last 5 months of the war, of the invasion, and now they are trying to use all the possible factors, all the possible tools and instruments with the support of Turkey and the rest of the world to get closer to the Ukrainian seaside.
You think that Russia had this in mind, when the Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says that Russia will still deliver the contractually promised food, fertilizer, energy, and other commodities, especially to African countries where it's made these commitments?
The world does not believe to any promises and any assurances and any guarantees from the side of the Russian Federation. This is not the case of the diplomacy. This is the case of the invasion. This is the case of the military operation. And all the means to proceed are good for the Russian Federation to do so, meaning that they can promise a lot, but they can guarantee nothing, and the rest of the world should not be hooked up on the Russian, let's say, promises, which are part of the bluff, part of the blackmailing, and frank lies. So I would rather think that for Turkey, for example, and for the President Erdogan, it's extremely important not to be hooked up and not to be playing the Russians game in the whole story, as soon as Turkey may be seen and could be seen as someone who could be mistreated and actually gave up by the Russian counterparts. So it's the very dangerous situation at the moment. And I don't think that we can get any food security outside of this region rather than escalation of the war from the side of the Russian Federation near Odessa and the rest of the Ukrainian seaports, which are not occupied at the moment.
What do you make of Turkey's role, trying to play mediator between Ukraine and Russia? They want to appear neutral. They want to appear not taking any sides. But do you think they've already taken a side by their actions?
I do believe that there is no any chance to take no one's side amid this situation in Ukraine and in general in the Black Sea region, started not even from 2014, starting from 2008 at least, when the Russian Federation invaded Georgia. And there was a quite an alarming situation for the rest of the world to influence Russia and to try to somehow negotiate with Russia as to the future security guarantees as to Ukraine, Georgia, and the rest countries of the region. It was not done. It was not done after 2014. And Turkey is trying to sit on the both seats, on the both chairs, being the member state of the NATO, what is pretty much tricky for Turkey to be the part of the organization which Russia treats as an enemy, basically, as the main threat to their existence. And this is not just about Turkey. This is basically about the political interests of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. We do know that he's pretty much concerned about the role of NATO in the Black Sea region. He's trying to make good deals with Putin since the beginning of the 21st century. And now he's trying to show the rest to the world, to the Russian Federation, to their partners in NATO, that Turkey does play a significant role in the Black Sea region. Turkey and Russia were considered as central powers, regional powers, before 2014, and Turkey at the moment cannot be the regional power anymore in the situation when the Russian Federation controls and maintains their position as the only regional power, or the only military power in the region. So Turkey's position and Russia's position in the region are not equal, meaning that Turkey lost its leadership in the region because Turkey can do nothing with the Russian aggression and invasion into Ukraine. And for Turkey, the only way to support its significance in the region is to play the role of the mediator between the Russian Federation and the rest of the world. And this mediation is pretty elusive to my mind because there is a big danger that President Erdogan, as I said previously, maybe played not the Turkish role, not the role of the Turkish interest, but the role of the Putin's interests, which are still threatening Ukrainian territory and the southern parts of Ukraine. So I do think that for Erdogan, it's extremely important that this story with negotiations on the deblocking Ukrainian seaports is a success story. If it is not a success story, if he is not a winner in this situation, being proud of its role in, ensuring this food crisis, he may lose. He may lose his image of the mediator, and Russia, unfortunately, can use Turkey's ambiguity, uncertainty in the region in their own interest. What is not good to anyone, because we will have no success story with the blocking, and we will get the new wave of escalation on the southern part of Ukraine. And we do understand and we do know Putin will never refuse to get Odessa region during this war. And he will use any circumstances, any factors, any possibilities, also setting up and giving up their regional, let's say, partner Turkey in Putin's war games.
Yeah, it does sound like, Turkey is acting as a proxy for Putin in NATO. Thank you so much, Sergei Glevyov, for speaking with us on the program this morning.
Thank you very much.